Hi everyone, Sammy here, and it's been a while since I've done a video. And I was doing some brainstorming, as I do in a journal, because I'm all about the journaling. But I was brainstorming this idea that I hear a lot, this concept when I talk about personal branding, and people are like, "You don't need a personal brand. That's a millennial thing." Blah blah blah. The thing is that a personal brand, yes, that does sound like a millennial thing, like avocado toast, but we've always had a personal brand. However, you probably thought of it as a reputation. Even your grandpa had a personal brand. Now you might be like, whoa, no, my grandpa didn't. But think about it. He did. Like when I think about my grandfathers and my grandmas, like specifically, my grandpa Gardner. He was a small business owner who started off like as first a mailman, and then he developed his business, and he definitely had a personal brand. It was a reputation, but he had one, and it was a very good one where people knew that they could go to Jim Gardner and they would get a good deal on their fire extinguishers and other products like that. And he built that personal brand by being part of the Elks Lodge and the Moose Lodge. He, helped do fundraising for the library like my grandma did. He was part of, local government and, on committees for the school. He helped, volunteer and raise money for the fire department. So in that community, in our small town, he made himself known, which is something that most of y'all probably have grandpas and grandmas who did the same thing in their community. We just forget about that aspect of branding because we have it in our mind that it's all about logos. It's about, your color scheme, or if you have a social media scheduler. No, your brand is your reputation. It's about the connections that you make, the impact you put into the community, and how people see you. So for a lot of you guys who might be struggling with this idea of having a personal brand, think about it as your reputation. How do you want people to see you? Like, what do you want to be a part of? What communities do you want to plug into? I would say that while the internet has made branding, visibility easier in some senses, parts of our, disconnected world does make it more difficult, because back in the day, people would be part of neighborhood associations, they'd be part of clubs, they were more active maybe in the community by trying to be on church boards or school boards or committees and stuff like that. And we kind of have pulled away from that, because a lot of people are, overworked maybe, there's a lot of reasons. However, I feel like when we think about branding, when we think about our reputations, there's a lot that we can learn from both our grandparents, and there's a lot that we can translate from that old school style of networking and bring it into the new age. So when people say, you don't need a personal brand, why are you doing that, yada, 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 I feel like they're too focused on that actual word as opposed to the meaning behind it, because your grandpa did have a personal brand. I actually was going to end that with, yo dog, your grandpa did have a personal brand, but that would add to my brand. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that I went in some different directions and everything like that, but I just get sick of this pushback on branding as if this is a new concept, as if having a professional reputation isn't important. It is. You want to be known, and you want to be known in a good light. So I encourage you all to think about your reputations, think about your brand, and think about ultimately what kind of career legacy that you want to have in your industry and your community. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. As always, I'm Sami Gardner, your career specialist. Bye.